What if everything you've ever believed about making money is wrong? What if the real reason some people seem to effortlessly attract wealth has nothing to do with luck, inheritance, or working 20 hours a day, and everything to do with a hidden practice kept quiet for centuries? This isn't fantasy. This isn't fiction. It's a quiet truth that some of the world's most successful individuals have known all along and used silently behind closed doors. Today, you're not just watching another motivational video, you're stepping into a space where ancient wisdom meets modern wealth. A place where invisible forces, often overlooked, shape the visible riches in people's lives. You see, we're taught to believe that wealth comes from grind and hustle, from pushing harder, doing more, running faster. But what if the true source of abundance isn't in the external world at all? What if it's in your thoughts,
Your feelings?
your silent rituals? In this video, you'll discover a secret technique, simple yet powerful, that the rich rarely talk about openly. Not because they don't want you to know, but because most people would never believe it works. You're about to learn why your subconscious beliefs may be silently sabotaging your financial success. The strange connection between gratitude and money that most people miss entirely. How a quiet mental shift can start attracting money into your life, even while you sleep. And a method so subtle, so underused, that even some of the most popular self-help books only briefly touch on it. But it's the missing link between wanting wealth and actually having it. The people who know this don't scream about it. They don't post flashy videos or wave stacks of cash on social media. Instead, they practice a calm confidence, a quiet certainty. They align with wealth before it arrives, and when it does, it seems like magic to everyone else. But it's not magic, it's mindset. And once you understand it, everything changes. Let's take a moment to go back in time. Napoleon Hill, in his classic Think and Grow Rich, said, "More gold had been mined from the mines of men than the earth itself." He wasn't speaking metaphorically, he meant it. Literally. Wallace Wattles, in The Science of Getting Rich, wrote, "You must form a clear and definite mental image of what you want. You cannot transmit an idea unless you have it yourself." Rhonda Byrne's The Secret took the world by storm. But behind the hype was a truth older than any best-selling book. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. And here's the twist. You don't have to speak it aloud. You don't have to tell a soul. In fact, the most powerful shifts happen when you do this, in secret. Yes, in silence, in stillness, in the quiet moments of your morning, in the seconds before you fall asleep. There's a reason monks, mystics, and money magnets all emphasize one thing. Inner work creates outer results. And that's exactly what you'll unlock today. Most people spend years chasing the next dollar, the next job, the next opportunity, thinking the solution is out there. But the truly wealthy, the ones who keep their wealth and expand it, start within. They understand a principle that science is only beginning to explain. Your brain doesn't just observe reality. It creates it. Neuroscience confirms it. The reticular activating system in your brain filters the billions of bits of data surrounding you, only allowing through what matches your dominant beliefs and intentions. So, if you silently believe you're broke, unworthy, or stuck, you'll keep seeing proof of that everywhere. But change the belief, change the signal, and the world begins to respond differently. Jobs appear, ideas land, money flows. Is it coincidence? No, it's cause and effect. And the secret we're about to share will help you tap into that cause, quietly, powerfully, consistently. But here's the thing. This isn't a one-time trick. This is a lifestyle, a daily alignment, a private, personal ritual that no one has to see, but everyone around you will feel the results. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to use this secret technique starting today, why most people fail to attract money even though they desperately want it, and how to rewire your relationship with abundance so deeply, so naturally, that money begins showing up in places you never expected. You'll understand how to align not just your actions, but your emotions, your environment, and your internal dialogue with the frequency of wealth. Because here's a fact: money doesn't follow struggle. It follows certainty. It follows clarity. It follows quiet power. And you already have that power inside you. So don't blink, don't skip, don't click away. The secret is simple, but only if you watch till the end. Welcome to Narrative Society, where ideas become transformation and silence can become your greatest strength. If you're ready to turn invisible thoughts into visible wealth, hit that subscribe button and let's unlock this secret together. Before we talk about the secret technique that can change your financial life, we need to go deeper into something most people ignore completely: the power of the mind. Not in a vague or mystical sense, but in a real practical way that affects your bank account, your job, and your opportunities every single day. You see, most people think money is purely physical: paper, coins, numbers on a screen. They believe wealth is created only through hard work, effort, and hustle. But that's just part of the picture. The truth is, everything you see in your financial life began somewhere else first. It began in your thoughts. Our minds are constantly creating. Every belief, every assumption, every expectation sends out signals internally and externally. These signals shape what we notice, what we miss, and what we attract. Bob Proctor once said, "If you can hold it in your head, you can hold it in your hand." That's not just a motivational quote. It's based on the idea that your mind is the first factory of your future. If your thoughts are filled with fear, scarcity, and doubt, you'll create a life that mirrors those feelings. Think about it. How many times have you said or heard, "Money doesn't grow on trees," or "I'm just not lucky with money," or "rich people are greedy"? These beliefs might seem harmless, but they act like walls. They silently block the flow of money, not because money is bad, but because your mind is pushing it away. Let's go deep. There's something called the self-fulfilling prophecy. Psychologists have studied it for decades. It means that what you believe about yourself and the world eventually becomes true, not because it was always true, but because you acted in ways that made it true. If you believe you'll always struggle financially, you might not apply for that promotion. You might avoid asking for help. You might even sabotage opportunities without realizing it, just to prove yourself right. But if you believe money is always flowing, if you expect good things, you behave differently. You speak with more confidence. You take bolder steps. You notice possibilities that others miss. This isn't magic. This is mental programming. And your mind has been programmed for years by your family, by society, by the media. Some of those programs help you, but many of them are keeping you stuck. Wallace Wattles, in The Science of Getting Rich, said, "To think what you want to think is to think truth, regardless of appearances. That means you have the power to think thoughts of wealth, even when your bank account shows otherwise. And when you do, the world begins to adjust. Before any building is constructed, there's a blueprint. Before any journey is taken, there's a destination in mind. Wealth is no different. Before money shows up in your life, it must show up in your thoughts." Napoleon Hill wrote in Think and Grow Rich, Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Not just conceive, but believe. That's the key. You might imagine becoming wealthy, but if deep down you don't believe you deserve it, or you think it's impossible, then your mind will block every step that leads you there. This belief doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It can be quiet. It can be subtle, but it's powerful, and it's constantly working behind the scenes. Let's talk about your voice that talks to you all day. Does it say, "I always run out before the end of the month"? Or does it say, "Money"? Your brain has something called the reticular activating system, or richest. It acts like a filter. Out of the millions of things you could notice, your richest only lets through what you've trained it to look for. If you've trained it to see struggle, that's what you'll find. If you've trained it to expect opportunity, it will search for doors even in the middle of obstacles. The most successful people didn't get there just because of luck or timing. Many of them started with nothing. What they had was a belief system that said, "I can do this. Wealth is available to me. I deserve success." That mindset became the fuel for their action, and the results followed. Money is energy, and your thoughts are too. When your thoughts match the energy of abundance, money finds its way to you, sometimes in surprising ways. An unexpected check, a new client, a sudden opportunity. But if your thoughts are stuck in lack, fear, and resentment, that energy blocks the flow. You may have heard this before, but here's what you haven't heard. You don't have to force anything. You don't have to pretend. You don't even have to be 100% positive all the time. You just have to become aware. Notice your patterns. Notice your thoughts. Catch the ones that limit you, and gently choose new ones. This isn't about lying to yourself. It's about choosing a different focus, a new internal conversation, one that supports your growth instead of keeping you small. Some of the wealthiest people on earth speak about their mental rituals. Steve Jobs used visualization. Jim Carrey wrote himself a check. Oprah speaks about intention. None of these people were simply lucky. They practiced the end game of wealth long before they got their wealth. It's not a coincidence. It's a pattern, and that pattern is available to you right now. So ask yourself, what do I believe about money? Where did those beliefs come from? And most importantly, are they serving me? You have the power to change the answers, not overnight, but step by step, thought by thought, belief by belief. Because wealth doesn't start in your wallet, it starts in your mind. And your mind is the most powerful tool you will ever own. Many people wonder why they work hard yet still feel stuck financially. They chase jobs, switch careers, try side hustles, but something invisible keeps pulling them back. It's not the economy, it's not bad luck, it's not even the lack of opportunity, it's something much deeper, hidden in plain sight. It's the beliefs they carry. Most people don't realize that the ideas they hold about money were not chosen by them consciously. These beliefs were planted early, often in childhood, repeated by parents, teachers, or society, and accepted without question. Over time, they became part of the mental landscape, quiet, automatic, and incredibly powerful. One of the most common beliefs that holds people back is the phrase, "Money is the root of all evil." It's quoted often, but misquoted from the original scripture, which actually says, "The love of money is the root of all evil." But the damage is done. That short phrase creates guilt around desiring wealth. It sends a message: if you want money, you might be bad. If you become rich, you might lose your soul. Now imagine trying to succeed financially while carrying that belief in your subconscious. Part of you wants wealth, but another part fears becoming evil. So what happens? You sabotage yourself. You say no to opportunities. You undercharge, you overspend, not because you're lazy or foolish, but because your mind is trying to keep you good. Another belief that quietly controls people is rich people are greedy. Think about what that implies. If being wealthy means becoming greedy, selfish, or corrupt, your mind will do anything to protect you from that identity, even if it means staying broke. This is the conflict many people live with. They want abundance, but they associate it with danger, corruption, or moral failure. So they keep money at a distance, like a toxic friend. They hope it visits but feel nervous when it stays. Then there's the belief, "I'm just not good with money." That single thought can freeze a person's growth for decades. If you believe you're bad with money, you won't learn how to handle it better. You'll avoid books, skip classes, ignore advice, because your mind has already decided the outcome. Or what about, "I have to work hard to earn money"? On the surface, this sounds noble, but dig deeper, and it creates a trap. It tells you that if money comes easily, you didn't earn it. That belief can stop you from accepting help, receiving gifts, or building passive income because it doesn't feel deserved. Limiting beliefs don't shout, they whisper. They act like filters on your vision. You don't see the world as it is. You see it as your beliefs shape it. But there's good news. Beliefs are not facts. They're choices, and choices can be changed. One of the most powerful ways to change them is through affirmations, deliberate, repeated statements that rewire the subconscious mind. Affirmations are not magic words. Of abundance. Your subconscious doesn't argue, it simply records. Whatever you repeat often enough, especially with emotion, becomes part of your inner script. That script then becomes your life. So when you say, "I am worthy of abundance," even if it feels strange at first, you are carving a new path. You are telling your subconscious, "This is who I am now, not someday, not after I prove myself, now. I deserve to be wealthy. Money flows to me effortlessly. My income is constantly increasing. I attract opportunities that align with my highest good." These are not just nice words, they are tools. Each one is like a chisel, breaking away the stone of old beliefs, making room for something new. You don't have to believe them completely at the beginning. You just have to repeat them daily, with feeling, with attention. Over time, repetition becomes belief, and belief becomes experience. Affirmations work best when spoken aloud, especially in front of a mirror. Look yourself in the eyes. Say the words like you mean them. Let your body hear your voice. Let your cells absorb the vibration. And when doubts come up, and they will, that's part of the process. Don't fight them. Don't fear them. Just return to the affirmation, gently, consistently. One of the most overlooked truths is this: your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between reality and imagination. That's why athletes visualize victory. That's why artists see the painting before they begin. And that's why affirmations are so powerful. When you affirm wealth, your mind begins to search for ways to match that picture. Your auras, The reticular activating system starts noticing ideas, people, and actions that move you closer to that image. You might have walked past the same opportunity 100 times, but once your belief changes, you finally see it. Affirmations aren't a replacement for action, but they activate action. They give you permission. They align your thoughts with your goals, and when that happens, action becomes easier, natural, even joyful. Say this now: I release all beliefs that no longer serve me. I am open to new levels of financial abundance. Prosperity is my natural state. Let those words sink in. Let them guide your thoughts. Let them build new mental habits. Think of affirmations as nutrition. Just like your body needs food, your mind needs input. If you don't feed it consciously, it will feed on whatever noise it picks up. Social media, the news, old memories. Most of that input is fear-based. Affirmations are your way of taking back control, feeding your mind with strength, possibility, and truth. Some people say affirmations don't work, but that's only because they give up too soon. Imagine planting a seed and digging it up the next day because it didn't bloom. Belief takes time to take root. Repetition is the water. Emotion is the sunlight. Every time you affirm your worth, you are rewriting the script of your life. Every time you reject a limiting belief, you are clearing space for abundance to enter. It doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen. As you continue to use affirmations, you'll start noticing small changes, a shift in how you speak, a new level of confidence, better decisions, unexpected gifts. These are not coincidences. These are reflections of your new beliefs. So speak them daily. Write them down. Record them. Listen to them while you sleep. Make them a part of your routine. Because the life you want is already waiting for you. And the only thing standing in the way is the story you've been telling yourself. Most people wait for results before they believe. They want to see the money in the bank, the dream home purchased, the business thriving. Then they'll feel successful. But the truth is reversed. Success begins when you see it. Visualization is the practice of mentally experiencing your goal as if it has already happened. It's not daydreaming. It's a focused, deliberate technique that uses the power of imagination to shape reality. The mind is creative. When it holds consistently, it tends to attract. When you visualize financial abundance, you're training your subconscious to expect wealth, not hope for it. The brain responds to vivid mental imagery almost as if the event is actually happening. That's why visualizing a financial goal with clarity, detail, and emotion is so powerful. It rewires your inner world. See yourself opening your banking app and smiling as the numbers grow. Imagine paying your bills with ease and still having plenty left. Picture walking through the home you've always wanted, feeling the wood floors beneath your feet, smelling the fresh paint, hearing your laughter echo through the hallways. It's not about faking reality. It's about preparing for it. The real secret to visualization is not just what you see, but how you feel while seeing it. The emotions are the fuel. When you imagine wealth with joy, excitement, gratitude, or peace, you imprint that energy on your nervous system. Your body begins to align with that version of yourself. Visualize not just the money, but the freedom it brings. The joy of giving without fear. The comfort of knowing your needs are met. The sense of security that flows through your daily life. Let the emotion wash over you. Breathe it in. Let it settle. The subconscious mind responds to feeling more than words, so the more real you can make it feel, the more real it becomes to the mind and eventually to the world around you. Athletes use visualization to enhance performance. Pilots use it during flight training. Top performers in every field rehearse success in their minds. Why? Because the body tends to follow the mind. You move differently when you believe in the outcome. Set aside a few minutes each day. Find a quiet space. Close your eyes. Visualize your financial goals, not as distant dreams, but as current realities. Feel the shift. Notice how your breath changes, how your posture changes. That is your future self meeting you halfway. And then, as you step back into your day, carry that energy with you. While visualization shapes what's coming, gratitude grounds you in what already is. And nothing magnetizes abundance more powerfully than a grateful heart. Gratitude is not just about saying thank you. It's a state of awareness, a frequency, a signal you send out into the world, and a mirror that reflects back what you focus on. When you express gratitude for what you have, you declare to the universe that you are already in abundance, and abundance responds to itself. It multiplies. It grows where it is welcomed. Many people only express gratitude for big wins, landing a job, closing a deal, receiving a gift. But real power lies in appreciating the smallest things. A warm meal, a roof overhead, a coin in your pocket. The more attention you give to what's good, the more good you begin to notice. This is why maintaining a gratitude journal focused on financial aspects can be so transformative. Each day, write down 3 to 5 things you're thankful for, specifically related to money, value, or provision. It could be as simple as, I'm grateful for the $10 I saved on groceries. I'm thankful for the client who paid on time. I appreciate the knowledge I'm gaining about wealth. These small acknowledgments build a habit of noticing abundance even when it feels scarce. And that shift in attention begins to open new doors. The journal becomes a record of evidence, a reminder that even when things feel uncertain, support is always present. Over time, this practice retrains your brain to expect blessings, and expectation is a powerful force. Gratitude dissolves lack. It softens fear. It reminds you that you are already provided for, even as you reach for more. It doesn't mean you settle. It means you grow from a place of peace, not panic. From fullness, not frustration. You move from trying to get to learning how to receive. Say thank you even for the things that haven't yet shown up. Thank the money on its way. Thank the opportunities forming behind the scenes. Thank the inner growth that is preparing you for the next level. This kind of gratitude is advanced. It's not reactive. It's creative. Some days it will be easy. Other days you may struggle to find one thing to write. That's okay. Gratitude is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Eventually, you begin to see everything as a gift. Every delay, every lesson, every dollar, and that shift changes the kind of energy you put into the world. People notice. Opportunities find you. Support appears in unexpected ways. You're no longer chasing money. You're attracting it because your energy speaks of trust, of ease, of worthiness. You start to feel rich long before your bank account catches up, and that feeling is the magnet. Combine visualization and gratitude, and you create a powerful loop. You imagine the future with clarity. You celebrate the present with joy. That balance keeps you grounded and inspired at the same time. You are not a beggar in the realm of wealth. You are a co-creator, a receiver, a partner with life itself. Every image you hold, every word you affirm, every thank you you whisper, is reshaping your financial destiny quietly, steadily, from the inside out. The scarcity mindset is subtle. It creeps in as worry, as comparison, as constant calculating. It makes you feel like there's never enough. Not enough money, not enough time, not enough opportunity. It makes you cling tightly to what you have, afraid it might disappear at any moment. It whispers that every dollar must be protected, every risk avoided, every move questioned. Scarcity doesn't just live in empty bank accounts, it lives in thoughts like "I'll never make enough," or "I can't afford that," or "others have more, so I'll always have less." It trains you to see limits everywhere, even in places where abundance is quietly waiting. Letting go of this mindset begins with awareness, noticing when lack is driving your choices, asking yourself, am I making this decision from fear or from faith? Am I reacting to what I don't have, or responding to what I believe is coming? The shift happens when you stop focusing on what's missing and start focusing on what's possible. It's not about pretending. It's about choosing a different lens. Scarcity says, I have to compete to survive. Abundance says, there's enough for everyone. Scarcity says, if I give, I lose. Abundance says, what I give returns multiplied. Scarcity says, I'm stuck. Abundance says, this is a step. The moment you release your grip on scarcity, even just a little, something changes. You begin to breathe deeper. You begin to notice opportunities where you once saw closed doors. You start to trust, first in yourself, then in something greater. Letting go doesn't mean doing nothing. It means releasing fear as your guide. It means trusting the process, even when the outcome isn't clear. It means understanding that life responds not to desperation, but to alignment. The more you act like you're supported, the more support appears. Fear of not having enough makes you hesitate. It makes you shrink your dreams. It makes you say no to things your soul is begging you to say yes to. But when you trust in abundance, your energy changes. You move with confidence. You speak with clarity. You walk into rooms knowing your value. This isn't just about money. It's about identity. Who are you when you're not afraid of lack? Who do you become when you believe you're already enough? As the scarcity mindset fades, another truth emerges. Mindset alone isn't magic. Thoughts shape your world, but action builds it. Ideas are seeds, but action is the soil, the sunlight, the water. Without movement, even the best intentions stay dormant. Taking inspired action means moving in alignment with your vision, not forcing, not rushing, but acting from a place of trust, knowing that each small step creates momentum. This isn't about doing more, it's about doing what feels right, what feels true. The action might be uncomfortable, but it feels guided. There's a pull, a whisper, a knowing. You might be led to send that message, make that call, apply for that opportunity, or launch that idea. It doesn't always make logical sense, but it makes inner sense. That's inspired action. When you're aligned with abundance, you stop waiting for permission. You don't need all the answers before you begin. You just need the next step. And as you take it, the path unfolds. Opportunities respond to movement. Doors open when you knock. Connections form when you show up. Money flows toward energy that is in motion, not desperate motion, but intentional, focused movement. Even mistakes become lessons. Even rejection becomes redirection. When your actions are inspired, you trust that every step is serving you, even if it doesn't look like it yet. Some people wait to feel confident before they act, but confidence comes from action. Every step you take reinforces the belief that you can do this, that you are becoming the version of yourself who lives the life you've imagined. You are not here to beg for success. You are here to build it quietly, boldly, brick by brick. The thoughts prepare the foundation. The gratitude deepens the roots, but action raises the structure. It gives form to the invisible. Some days the steps are small, sending an email, setting up a meeting, learning something new. Other days they're big, investing in yourself, saying yes to a big opportunity, launching something into the world. Each step sends a message to the universe. I am ready, and readiness is a magnet. People who act on their inspiration stand out. They move differently. They attract support. They turn ideas into reality. You are not just dreaming. You are building. You are not just hoping. You are moving. You are not just wishing. You are creating. And the world responds to creators, even when you can't see the result yet, even when the numbers don't reflect the effort. Trust the process. Seeds take time to grow, but every action you take waters the dream. Stay close to your vision. Stay open to direction, and move when the moment calls. You will know. You always know. Your surroundings speak to your subconscious even when you're not listening. The energy in your environment becomes the energy in your thoughts. The voices you hear most often become the ones that echo in your mind, and those echoes shape your reality. If you're constantly surrounded by lack, people who complain about money, news that promotes fear, spaces that feel heavy and uninspired, it starts to feel normal. Struggle becomes familiar. Doubt becomes the language. Scarcity becomes the air you breathe. But when you begin to surround yourself with abundance, something shifts. You start to think bigger, dream louder, believe deeper. The books you read, the podcasts you listen to, the videos you watch, these are not just content, they are nutrition for your mindset. They feed your beliefs. They expand your vision. They challenge the limits you've quietly accepted. Wealthy thinking is contagious. When you spend time in the presence of people who expect success, who speak in terms of opportunity, who see money as a tool for growth and contribution, your own expectations rise. You stop shrinking your desires to fit in. You stop apologizing for wanting more. Seek out those conversations, the ones that energize you, the ones that challenge your old thinking, the ones that stretch you into your future self. Create a space online or offline where abundance is the standard. Follow mentors who've walked the path. Join communities that share your vision. Speak with people who talk about purpose, creation, and prosperity without shame. Even your physical environment matters. Is your space a reflection of who you want to become, or is it a reminder of who you used to be? A cluttered room can reflect a cluttered mind. A dark space can weigh on your emotions, but a clean, intentional space signals order, beauty, purpose. It tells your subconscious, I respect this life. I respect myself. You don't need wealth to create an abundant environment. You need intention. A few objects that inspire you. A corner where you journal or meditate. A vision board that pulls your attention toward your dream. Abundance isn't just money. It's fill your environment with those things, you begin to live in alignment, even if the bank balance hasn't caught up yet. This shift isn't instant. It takes time, rewiring your beliefs, changing your habits, acting on inspiration. These are powerful, but they're not quick fixes. They're disciplines. There will be days when nothing seems to change, when your efforts feel invisible, when your faith feels thin. But those are the days that matter most. Consistency builds transformation. The person who keeps going, who keeps affirming, visualizing, acting, and trusting, is the one who crosses the invisible threshold. Even when no one claps, even when results are slow, even when fear visits again, keep showing up. The mind loves what is repeated. It will fight you at first, offering resistance, distraction, and old beliefs. But if you stay consistent, it will eventually surrender. It will begin to believe you. One powerful affirmation, spoken every day with emotion, rewires your identity. One daily visualization, practiced with sincerity, programs your subconscious for success. One inspired action, taken again and again, creates a ripple that becomes a wave. Patience is not passive. It's trust in motion. It's continuing to plant seeds even when the soil looks dry. It's knowing that the universe is working behind the scenes, rearranging, preparing, aligning. Many people give up right before the breakthrough. They look for evidence too soon. They dig up the seed to check its progress, and when they don't see results, they stop. But those who persist, those who keep going in silence, become the proof that it works. Let your process be sacred. Let it be private. Let it be yours. You don't need everyone to understand. You just need to keep showing up. Not for the world, not for approval, but for the version of you that already exists in the future, the one who's living the vision you're building now. That version of you is watching, cheering, guiding. Consistency turns practice into identity. What once felt strange becomes second nature. What once required effort becomes effortless. And patience keeps you grounded. It keeps you from panicking. It allows you to move with peace even when results are slow. True wealth isn't just having more, it's becoming more. And that takes time. Every journal entry, every whispered affirmation, every mental picture of your desired life, every brave action, they are shaping you quietly, deeply. The universe respects commitment. When you show that you're serious, it begins to respond. When you stay steady in the face of doubt, the path starts to clear. Not all rewards are immediate, but they are inevitable if you stay aligned. Trust your journey, guard your energy, feed your mind with abundance, and walk each day with the calm certainty that something is shifting inside you and around you. The signs will come, the breakthroughs will come, the wealth will come. And it all begins with what you allow into your space and what you choose to practice every day. What if the secret to wealth was never outside you, but always within? Today, we explored powerful truths that most people overlook, that your mind is the starting point of every fortune, that beliefs, not circumstances, shape your financial destiny, that affirmations, visualization, and gratitude are more than feel-good practices. They are tools for transformation. We uncovered how letting go of scarcity and stepping into abundance begins with a decision. How inspired action, taken consistently, opens doors that no logic can explain. And how your environment, what you watch, read, and surround yourself with, silently programs your reality. None of these are theories, they're practices. Proven, ancient, powerful. If you start today, just by choosing a new thought, a new affirmation, a new action, you begin shifting your vibration, and what you send out, you receive. This is not about magic. It's about alignment. When your inner world matches your outer desires, life starts responding. Quietly at first, then all at once. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for proof. You are the proof. Begin now. Speak your new beliefs. Visualize your success. Give thanks, like it's already yours. Take the steps that feel guided. Wealth is already on its way to those who believe, feel, and act like it.
If you found value in this message, if something resonated deep within you, like a quiet truth you've always known, then don't let it fade. Like this video, so the message spreads. Subscribe to our channel, Narrative Society, where we unlock truths that change lives.
This is your journey now. This is your shift. Embrace the secret. Watch what happens next.